The only resolution was to make Hawaii part of the U.S., but Hawaiian planters came up with a consensus. The planters would sell their sugar without tariffs in the U.S., in exchange for the U.S. to keep military bases in Hawaii. The king at the time presented this to the United States. President Ulysses S. Grant accepted, signed in 1876. Hawaii still maintained its independence, but was the U.S.'s territory. After this treaty, the number of plantations tripled. Money was rolling in for the white planters in Hawaii. Although money was good, the work was hard. Whites and natives began hiring Japanese and Chinese workers, otherwise known as coolies. The new Treaty of 8 Years expired, and the sugar growers from Louisiana tried to stop its renewal. The Hawaiian planters were angry because their money depended on it. They convinced King Kalaku to renew the treaty. The treaty stated that the United States had control over Pearl Harbor, island of Oahu, one of the nicest natural ports. After a while, King approved of the Constitution that locked the planters' power. The Constitution stated the monarch prohibited monarch from dismissing any minister without government's approval, set wealth and property for election to government. It was called the Bayonet Constitution. It gave Americans Europeans right to vote, but not Asian laborers. Thurston wrote it. King accepted it, and him as his interior minister. Whites were slowly gaining control in the Hawaiian monarchy. Adam Russ wrote, "The slowly and imperceptibly wormed their way year by year into the king's favor until they were the power behind the throne, controlling the business and wealth of the islands. They became the dominant minority amongst a people who only a few years before had welcomed them as visitors." The Constitution worked for a while, until in 1890 Congress pronounced the McKinley Tariff. The sugar from all the countries to enter the U.S. labor-free and taxed 2 cents per pound. This ruined the Hawaiian planters' work. From this point forward, 2 years, their value of sugar went from $13 million to $8 million. The king died, and his sister Liukulani took over. She was 52 years of age on the day of her throne. January 29, 1891, Albert Judd gave her some advice. "If any of your cabinet members propose anything to you, accept it. If the Queen took this advice, she may never have been overthrown."